Helen rubbed her knees as she sank into the couch, wincing at the stiffness that had crept in over the last year. She wasn't used to this kind of pain. Sure, she was 68, but she'd always been active. Gardening, walking her dog, dancing on the weekends with her neighbor friends, those weren't just hobbies, they were her life. But lately, everything hurt more. Her bones ached. Her balance felt off. She'd already tripped twice in the kitchen, once catching herself on the edge of the counter. Something was changing, and she couldn't explain it. Her doctor said it was just aging. He suggested more calcium, maybe some light physical therapy. But Helen wasn't convinced. It felt deeper than that. Something was draining her bones from the inside. One evening, out of frustration, she started searching online for causes of bone loss beyond the usual suspects. She found medical blogs, nutrition videos, even an interview with a sports medicine doctor who specialized in aging athletes. Then, one video caught her eye. "This common food is destroying your bones. No one over 60 should eat it." The title seemed dramatic, but Helen clicked anyway. A soft-spoken nutritionist appeared on screen. She wasn't pushing supplements or miracle cures. She just laid out the facts. Many older adults suffer from hidden bone loss, the woman said. Not just from aging or lack of calcium, but from what they're eating every single day. And one of the worst culprits is sugar. Not just in candy, but hidden in everything from ketchup to yogurt. Helen froze. Sugar? The woman continued. Sugar triggers inflammation. It drains your body's mineral stores, especially calcium and magnesium, as it's metabolized. When you eat sugar regularly, especially refined sugar, your body must pull minerals from your bones to neutralize the acidic environment it creates. Helen thought back on her daily routine. She didn't eat much dessert, but she did have flavored coffee creamers every morning, fruit yogurt with granola for lunch, and often some crackers or a sweet roll in the afternoon. Nothing outrageous, but it all added up. She leaned forward as the nutritionist explained something else. Advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These were harmful compounds formed when sugar bonded with proteins in the body. They damaged tissues, accelerated aging, and contributed to bone brittleness. After 60, the woman said, your bones are more vulnerable to these effects. And the problem is, you might not even realize sugar is the cause until the damage is done. Helen turned off the video and stared into the dark screen. That night, she emptied her pantry. Anything with added sugars, artificial sweeteners, or high fructose corn syrup went into a bag. Fruit bars, sugary cereals, her favorite vanilla almond milk, salad dressings, even her healthy protein bars. The next morning, she started fresh. She swapped her sweetened coffee creamer for a splash of unsweetened almond milk. Her breakfast became eggs and avocado instead of toast and jam. She replaced yogurt with full-fat Greek yogurt and berries. No honey, no sugar. At first, the change was jarring. Everything tasted plain. She felt tired, even a little cranky. But within 4 days, something shifted. She woke up without her usual backache. Her knees still creaked, but the sharp pain had dulled. Her energy started to return. Her mind felt clearer. It wasn't a miracle, but it was enough to keep going. 2 weeks in, she had a doctor's appointment. Her physician, a gray-haired man with reading glasses and a tired voice, glanced over her chart. "Still having pain?" he asked. Helen shook her head. "Actually, it's improving." He raised his eyebrows. "I cut out sugar," she said. "All of it. Not just desserts, but everything with added sugars." The doctor nodded slowly, intrigued. "That's not something most patients commit to." "I was sick of feeling like I was falling apart," she said. "I read that sugar might be the real problem. I figured I had nothing to lose." To his credit, he didn't dismiss her. "Well, it's possible. Sugar increases cortisol, which can lead to bone loss over time. Not to mention, it affects gut health and inflammation. If you're seeing improvement, keep going." Encouraged, Helen began to research more. She found that excess sugar also interfered with the absorption of calcium and vitamin D, two things she'd been trying to increase with supplements. It was like pouring water into a leaky bucket. What stunned her most was how little people talked about sugar's role in bone health. Everyone warned her about soda and osteoporosis. But no one mentioned the hidden sugars in healthy foods. No one warned her about sweetened yogurts, protein shakes, or the caramel drizzle in her morning coffee. One afternoon, her friend Janet dropped by for tea. She brought pastries, Helen's old favorite, lemon Danish. "Trying to tempt me?" Helen asked with a grin. Janet laughed. Come on, one bite won't kill you. Helen poured the tea and gently pushed the plate away. I'm off sugar, she said. Janet rolled her eyes. Is this one of those no-carb things? No, Helen said. It's a no-pain thing. She explained everything. The knee pain, the inflammation, the video, the studies she'd read. How her bones weren't just weakening. They were being robbed by something she ate every day without thinking. Janet listened, then quietly set down her half-eaten Danish. Maybe I should try it too, she said. My hands have been aching lately. Over the next 2 months, Helen stayed the course. Her cravings faded. Her sense of taste changed. Fruit began to taste incredibly sweet, and vegetables more flavorful. Her joints grew looser. Her posture improved, and at her next physical, her bone density had stabilized. No further loss. I haven't seen numbers hold like this in a while, her doctor said, tapping the chart. Whatever you're doing, it's working. Helen smiled. I stopped feeding the enemy. The real surprise came later that fall, when her walking group noticed how spry she'd become. She wasn't just keeping up anymore, she was leading. The other women began asking questions. Helen told them the same thing. It's not just aging. Sometimes it's what's on your plate. And it wasn't about cutting out everything. It was about removing the one thing that was quietly doing the most damage. A few months later, her pantry looked different. Nuts, seeds, unsweetened nut butters, dark leafy greens, full-fat dairy, and herbs. She didn't miss the sugar anymore. She didn't miss the ache either. She'd traded short-term sweetness for long-term strength. And at 68, that was worth everything.